Well, hello everyone, and yeah, we're back with I'm going to attempt another Title Tuesday, the regular updates, which I know a lot of you look forward to. Thank you for your support, like and subscribe, all that stuff. I've just played the British Championships. I might not have as much energy as I normally have, mainly because I've picked up the COVIDs yet again, which is for the third time I bloody had COVID, and the last two times I've caught it at chess tournaments, which is, well, it's like a breeding ground, isn't it, for germs and diseases. Shaking hands with grubby little kids, and sweaty old men who probably like wash once every 4 weeks. It's yeah, I mean it's not the most hygienic. You can smell chess players a mile off, and yeah, so I mean, it's fine. It's just like having a cold, and I'm very lethargic. But it's for entertainment, my friends. We're here. We're gonna rock and roll, and we've got a Dutch on the board. I'll talk a bit more about the British a bit later on. At the moment, I am playing. Which way do we go? Do we go here or go here? Let's go backwards. I guess I can try to round this one up. San Thit Lwin. It's quite a cool name, basically. Mr. Cool Name. From, is that Colombia? No, Burma. Cool. And how do we play this? I could allow him to take and come here, but let's just keep it simple and get this knight in here anyway. So it's quite interesting. But this is a nice formation of pawns from my opponent. Not ideally what I want. And this position's a bit peculiar. Okay, I'm hoping that'll be a week later on. I guess we'll have to come and centralise. I'm drinking ginger tea, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, I started to feel a bit ill at the British Championships a couple of rounds from the end, but I only realised it was COVID when I got home. And I hope no one else has caught it. I expect there was a fair bit of it going around. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I've had it. Yeah, it's annoying that I've caught it twice at chess tournaments. It's like, give me a break, man. And last time I was pretty bad, so I had to do a bit of withdrawing. Right, now my knight is really nice. What else can we do? Can we get rid of this knight, maybe? But don't know. That's okay. I think we could go queen g5. Let's try that one, because this g3 pawn is a weakness, so we can try to target it. And of course, as soon as I start, the cat is up as well. Charlie, you might want to go for a walk, but you're gonna have to wait. It's one of those days today. Yeah, this is a good move. But we'll flick the queen in here anyway, because we gain a little tempo on the rook. And now this one drops if I do that, doesn't it? So just a little bit annoying, this position. I mean, I don't want to play this. This is a really slow move. Maybe e5 then as well. It's a bit annoying, this position. Take. That looks wrong. But maybe we can take here at the end of it all. Or here. So we'll try this one. And see how it ends up. But my opponent also has a7. But I think we've got to try to open it up to get some chances. So, okay, so here. And now this ending could be a little bit worse for me, because b7 might drop, which is a pain. Will I get a pawn in return? Well, it's certainly not better for me, is it? This ending. I'm hoping I'm going to get one of these guys, but I couldn't really see any other way to play this to keep a lot of tension and keep good chances alive. So this seemed to be the only way, but we'll keep playing on. My king's a little bit nearer the centre. And my opponent having a long think here. Okay, we will grab that one. His knight's a bit better than mine as well. Let's get my king quickly in. Now, knight here, actually, I was a bit worried about, actually, my knight's not, a bit worried about there, my knight getting trapped. That's why I brought my knight out so quickly. And there's always play in chess, you know, even with little pieces on the board. There's always play. Now, I think I'd like to swap my knight for the bishop, because there's still pawns on both sides of the board. And bishops are long-range pieces, so the bishop is a better piece here, because it's got, like, free range. So my opponent's trying to swap some knights off. Most likely getting nearer to a draw. My king's slightly better, but it's surely not enough to win this one. How can I try to win? By swapping bishops and then coming for the G pawn. Cool, he's played a very risky move there. But if I'd have swapped bishops, his king would have come to f2. And I can't see what I'd do in that structure. Now bishop here, he's offering a draw, but we don't want to draw yet. Okay, now let's try this one, because my king's a little bit further advanced. And if his bishop moves away, I'm going to claim that I've gained something. Probably not a lot. And obviously I'd love to come in here. Okay, now I put his pawn on a light square. That seems he could be putting himself in a bit more danger, because it's still a draw. Most definitely still a draw. But he's got to be careful now, because my king can come here and this one. The other problem is, though, this queen in square is not a light square bishop, so it's tough. Okay, so has he worked this out? He seems to be quite slow here. So, okay, his king's going to come this way. That was what he wanted to do. Fuck, and that is just a dead draw. Keep playing on a little bit. But not a lot of it. He's got to be careful here. He's putting his bishop on a very bad square. And he may be losing now. He may be losing. Because he's had to put his bishop on a further range. Where he's put his bishop is no good. And amazingly, he's ended up losing this ending. So there we go. Right, I'm just going to check on Cat. I know the next round is quite soon, but we managed to grind that one down. Whoa, bloody who? Nice. Right, we're in with round 2. So I've just fed Charlie the cat a bit of food very quickly, but I don't know if he's... I honestly don't know if he's going to be happy with that. So we may have to abandon Title Tuesday, either because COVID gets the better of me or because of cat issues. Both very valid reasons, I feel. Okay, yeah, I don't know if the bishop should have gone there or not, really, but I feel like no is the answer. It's a bit weird over here. I should have maybe yeah, my bishop's going to get in a bit of shit here, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to try to get it out of the way of this. Don't know this opening. And this is one of the problems. So I'm going to have to put my bishop on h7. Is that bad? I don't know. And he's going to come at me with this. Okay, well, let's just try to hold it up. It's a standard move in these types of positions. And maybe he can just come for this pawn, actually. Yeah, knight here. How do I stop that? d5, I guess. And is my bishop good? It's a weird place. Obviously, in these positions, having it on c8 would be totally normal. But in some ways, because of this d5 idea, it might not be completely stupid. Now, what is the idea behind that? I'm going to get my king castled. It's still in danger, clearly. And if he takes here, that is the idea. I'm hoping I have queen a5. With ideas of rook d8 and taking here. With a bit of compensation. Obviously, I don't mind losing a pawn when you're castled on opposite sides, because often it gives you more range to attack, but that could be a good move. Don't want to swap queens off, do I? Bugger. Okay, we'll come back, keep the queens on. But that was a good move. The queen's very annoying here. I really want this to be up here. And how do we play this now? Well, we'll try to make something happen on the queen side. It's only one pawn, opposite side castling. He's quite desperate to swap the queens off, but I'm not going to. Oh, now I've got rook b5 coming. Got to watch out for some of this. If his knight moves, I'm hoping this will be a little bit weaker. Must be better for him, this position. Also got bishop here, but at least I've got some ideas. Now he's stopping this and he's threatening this one with his last quite clever move. And he's attacking my bishop. That is a very strong idea. Yeah, this is going to be very ugly for me, this. But I can't, again, see much else I can do. Going to have to allow it. So it's gone a bit wrong. Okay, he gets greedy and he takes another one. Which must be okay, but greed, you've got to be a bit careful sometimes. Okay, we'll just go here. And hope we don't fall into anything. I thought taking there was simple and good, but this is probably also good for him. It's bound to be, according to the computer. Because these two pieces are not really playing. I mean, maybe I can go knight d5 as an idea. And obviously I want to get my rooks coming in. This is why losing these two pawns over here doesn't matter too much, because you get some open lines. Now I think I should go knight here, correct? Because at least I attack his... I was going to say I attack his bishop. Queen here. He might be able to play. Then queen b8 or something. Okay, he's played it. Rook here is also a very strange move. Takes. Can I do that? It's getting quite weird, this position. Or queen here, bishop d4. Oh no, my rook drops would check. I mean, even that is actually quite unclear, because I've got a lot of threats there. But I think rook here is okay. I think. I don't know. Now, if he doesn't take queens, queen b8 is very strong. Which I could have played in the last position as well, queen b8. And that was another... Why didn't I play queen b8 in the last position? Because he can take my knight, that's why. In this position, obviously, it's a bigger threat. But if he does take the queens, rook takes. I'm attacking two bishops. And he can give up the exchange. Now, this one, I'm thinking queen b8. Because I have some major threats with my rooks. And look at my bishop now. Somehow, the bishop has come to life. Now, can I be cheeky and even flick this one in before taking his queen? Because this is too big a threat to allow. And now this is even stronger because he doesn't get a good pawn. What's going on here? Maybe I should have taken the other one, but this is checkmate. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, son. 2 out of 2. And I can now go and feed Charlie a little bit more food. So time for another little pause. And we'll see how he's getting on. Right, I've just run down giving the cat some more food. Because he's such an old cat, when he goes outside he has to be accompanied by an adult. It's like having a small child, right? To make sure he doesn't, I don't know, well, lose his mind, basically. Yeah, so the British Championships was quite interesting. It was won by Gawain Jones, congratulations. Well, who came first equal with David Howe, and Gawain won the playoff. Both brilliant players. It was the strongest British Championships for a long, long time. What did I get in the end? I'm not even. Did I get about? I think I got about 5.5, 6 points, maybe something like that. Pretty average. I was actually not too upset with my play, except in one round where I played like an idiot, and all you need to do is lose one bad game if you've been drawing a bit, and I had been drawing a lot of games, and it makes it tough. The thing that really shook me was like round one. I haven't played chess for a while. I come and sit down and I look around, and how many young players there are in the British Championships. It's unbelievable. It's really changed so much, you know, since lockdown. How kids have, especially talented kids, have come through. And I had to play Bodhana, the 9-year-old legend. I managed to beat her, but God, that was a much more scary match than even my chess boxing bout facing her. You know, facing a 9-year-old, much scarier than facing an amateur heavyweight boxer, Matt Caldwell. You know, it was scary, you know, because you don't want to lose that. You'd be headline news. And I can see that Cat is coming upstairs again, so I'm just going to pause it and see if he can settle. So, one sec. Sorry about that. Cat's gone back to bed. Yeah, so the amount of underrated players is phenomenal. And I actually improved the most when I had like a year and a half of chess recently when I didn't play. Because all my contemporaries who were playing were just losing rating points. So I overjumped them. And I think Keith Arkyle, Grandmaster, is one of the first people to point this out. But a lot of people say there's inflation in chess. It's completely opposite. There's a lot of deflation at sort of 2300 to 2500 level. Players like myself used to be 2500, probably now, you know, more 2450 and below, because it's because just so many talented young players who are underrated. You know, these 2100s are in theory 2400 elo, and you don't get this at the top of chess, you know, the chess hierarchy. Anyway, we're playing Ponomarev, Rajabov, no, playing Rustamov, and let's try to play something funky. Okay, I played this move against Bodhana, and my opponent has just dodged it all by putting the bishop there. Fair enough. And it seems like an interesting idea at times, right? To have this possibility. Well, that's what I'm thinking now. I'm thinking, or is it just absolute shit? It's one of the two. I don't know. Do I go here, or do we grab this dark square bishop? Well, I mean, it's consistent to push here, but my opponent will put the knight in now. It's a wild position. At least it gets my opponent out of theory. Another thing it took in the British for me to understand for about half the tournament was playing openings I enjoyed playing again. Falling back in love with chess again. I was kind of not playing the right openings for a while. And, you know, the British is tough, as this position is. And you gotta pick the right openings to give yourself a chance. Openings that suit you. Okay, now I'm really not sure about this move, because I like my dark square bishop, but I was concerned about my opponent coming here. And we've got a very messy position now. And I have to take with the queen. Again, I'm not sure about that, because my opponent just continues developing, but I'm trying to keep the position interesting. And now I will take with the queen, because I gain a very useful tempo on this guy. And actually, my opponent's last move, very surprised about there, because why is he giving me this extremely useful tempo? And this is very good tactic I don't do enough against stronger players. In standard positions, don't know if this guy's stronger, higher rated in blitz, let's say. In standard positions, you know, they're very used to it. But if you get complex tactical positions, this is often where they can go wrong. Now here, we've got a very interesting position. Now, castles, okay, I can castle. I want to go e4, keep the initiative, because if he goes bishop f5, I've got this check. So I'm trying to, yeah, again, often take your opponent into positions which you like, even if that's really boring positions. You know, standard non-linear positions I enjoy playing. Okay, now, this one again, throw normal and logical. Let's play it. Let's keep playing normal logical moves. Don't know if my opponent can move the knight now, because of a rook c8 idea, which he has done. So I'm gonna now, this is tactics that check here. Can't see it working, so I have to, now rook takes here, knight c4. My opponent's going to go bishop e6. Let's get the king out of the way. Yeah, this one maybe wasn't best, but again, it's such a weird position. Now rook c8. I guess we just come here. And then after takes, queen here. Very strange, very strange. About king safety. My king looks safe there, but I could be in some danger on the back rank for a start. I could be in some danger if this knight activates, but I don't think that will happen. But of course, my opponent's king is in some danger as well. So this is what I saw. Now, I do want to take here, but then rook g5, and my opponent's going to get quite a lot of activity. Let's grab it. Let's play bravely. Now, if rook g5, this one is something my opponent has to concern himself with again. The queen coming in over here. So we're going to set that up. And of course, my back rank is weak, but I've got e4. And after this check, no, e4. Don't play e4. So this check is probably good. Okay, my opponent now going for the ending, which really surprises me, but I do have this check. And doesn't this just win on the spot? He missed this bishop queen h8 idea again. And I think this just picks it up. I mean, the ending was all right, but why you know, this is just terminal. Queen here, rook takes d8, and queen takes here. So 21 moves. Obscure positions is the way to go. Let me just do a message. Okay. Charlie got. And yeah, that position looks good, right? So well, let's have a quick look at the game review. It's just like just ordering pizza there for later, as I'm getting these flushes when you got COVID. So this COVID is like it's not as bad, but it's still a bit like you don't want to do anything. It's mainly just like you're lethargic and you can't have the energy to like do much. When I was over in so also I'm in Hull. They had the riots there, right by where the chess was, and you know it's pretty messed up, right? I mean, one of the great things about the chess, I think, is that it's very well, it's obviously the British Championship, so everyone who plays has a deep connection in Britain and England. It's very multicultural, which is fantastic. I mean, some of our best players have, you know, maybe have, you know, backgrounds which are more multicultural, but that's one thing about England which is good. It's the kind of thing, you know. I think that's why we fought the Nazis, isn't it? Probably, I think, you know. Obviously, to allow people to thrive in, you know, in a very nice country, England. So the riots, basically, I was quite, you know, I don't know if it's a bit morbid, but I mean, this sounds really morbid, but you know, you're playing chess, and I'm not worried about myself for the riots, but you know, I you know, I'm thinking like, oh, there's a lot of, you know, these right wing thugs are going to be wandering around, and let's hope there's no problems. But I was kind of like not looking forward to it. It's the wrong word, but I was intrigued to see, you know, to have a little look around and see what, you know, bit of chaos, just like a chess game. Throwing a bit of chaos. Let's see what happens. Obviously, I'd much rather it didn't happen, but I just want to see what's going on. I haven't really experienced this before. Morbid fascination, I suppose, and which obviously I'd rather it wasn't happening. But as I was there, I was like, okay, let's see what it is. And I mean, all that I saw was a very small minority of the kind of people that you basically, if you saw them in England, a very small minority, you'd know that they are just wrong uns, basically. Like maybe a little face tattoo, or wearing their England shirt. I got about 20 bellies. They don't have any muscle because they're all bald. You know, they don't have any hair, and they have the big beer belly. And nothing wrong with that. It's all right. I've got beer belly. I've had beer bellies, but you know, but they all look the same. You know, red faces. Give us back our country. But I only saw about a very small number of these kind of people. Like, you know, I didn't see it all, about 30. And then when I was walking around, it was more like bunches of youths who are bored. Like, you know, 20 kids who are all probably like 14 to 18, maybe even younger, 10 to 18. That's what I saw the most. You know, kids, just like bored kids from probably impoverished area, finding something exciting to do. And I know that sounds terrible, you know, it can't be exciting if you're burning shops down, but you know, if your life's very tough and you haven't got much else to do, you can easily go down the wrong track. And that's what I saw was causing most of the looting and rioting. It was, you know, young kids who were looking for something to do, and it didn't seem to have much to do with, and certainly no organised stuff. But I was only walking through, you know, basically where it was going on, not in the height of it, and I might have missed a lot of it. So this is just what I saw, and obviously it's quite terrifying if you're you know, for a lot of people to see it. And the next day, you know, there's it's terrible, all these shops where people work very hard, like bloody Greggs. You know, they smashed up these, I mean, they smashed up Greggs. Greggs is very famous in England for being a cheap place that working class people can go to get a bit of food. So you get like a Cornish pasty, like you get like a sausage roll, and it's really cheap. It's a bakery. It's like, you know, it is for people on low income, and you go there on the low income. If you're working on the roads or something, you get something cheap. And they decided to smash the window down to Greggs. I mean, like, so you can see it's obviously like, you know, it was just more. There's no like, oh, you know, we're going to target something we believe in. No, there was none of that going on. It was like, let's go and get a sausage roll from Greggs. Yay, woohoo, let's smash it in Greggs. Woohoo, that's how clever we are, Greggs. So I didn't, you know, I think they did converge outside a hotel where they do house refugees, or I that's what I heard, but I don't think the hotel even holds them there anymore, and I don't know what was going on there. You know, there is a, I guess, this problem of immigration. Always it's been a problem, hasn't it? I mean, you know, you can't really, you know, integrating different backgrounds into the same area, no matter where, is always going to be challenging. I assume, right? I think that's a fair thing to say, right? Anyway, let's concentrate on this. But there's a lot of benefits to that, as well as negatives. So, okay, right. So, let's play some chess. And we're playing... I'm just trying to remember the theory here. I think I can castle here. This is a little line that no one's played. It's a little novelty that I've prepared. The main idea is this, where you give up a third pawn. And I can't remember it at all, so we're both on our own now. Prepared this like 10 years ago. But it will avoid my opponent's theory. And again, I'm trying to play to my strengths more, get some chaos on the board. Let's get some very inappropriate terminology, riots going on the board. And if he takes it, I assume I go rook e1 or saying and try to attack. If he doesn't take it, we try to come forward, yeah? And kill. And this looks like a move. Can we go here anyway? Takes, knight takes, takes. Takes, knight takes, takes. Right. So I'm just trying to analyze the position. Should we try it? Let's try it. So I'm hoping I've got a check here. Is my thing, because if I recapture, then there's a queen d5 check. So I'm thinking this check to discombobulate him, because if he puts a piece here, he doesn't have queen d5. And if he does, for example, go knight here, go king takes, then I have knight c6, rook e1. If he gives the piece this way, takes, the queen comes here, I have rook e1. If he goes here, I take. Okay, so he goes here. So now he's covering. Takes or rook here. Let's go here. Now I might have knight here. Takes everything off and rook d1 at the end. Rook d1 here, also playable. He moves his queen in that position. Okay, let's go rook d1 now. Maybe. Okay, I've got to move quicker. I'm just realised I'm on a good score. This is my problem, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on a good score. Don't think like that. It's got b5 now. Fuck. I should have fucking done the other way. For overthinking things again. Why do you start overthinking things? It's ridiculous. Don't need to overthink things. I should have just played my first fort. By overthinking things, I've just like fucked up my position. Stupid. Annoying myself. I mean, just play with your instincts always. Because now, do I really have enough compensation for 2 pawns? I mean, the other line, knight c6, might just been winning. This is dubious compensation now. Because of the fucking way I played it. So I'm annoyed because I think the other line was just winning. So, okay, frustrating when you you suddenly go against your instinct. And you feel it's a bit wrong, but yeah, I mean, it was foolhardy of moi. Yeah, it just doesn't look very good now. Frustrating! Fuck's sake, Simon. Okay, we'll try to hold this somehow. Actually, some holdable chances, but that move was a bit wet. Time pressure doesn't help either, because you're so slow at moving. How did such a simple move take so long there? Trying to get my king to where I perceive the action to be. It's a good move though. Fuck. It's a good move. I mean, there's still... What are you doing? Still some drawing chances. I don't like that. Weakens that. Fuck a duck. Oh man. So I'm just annoyed with this game. This game fucking annoyed me because I think I was just winning there, and I just suddenly looked at the score and realised I'm 3 out of 3, and just do it again. And you have this mind, slight mind thing, and just throw it all away. And that was pissing me off. So doesn't look like I was ever winning, but it looked very dangerous for him. Okay, so first of all, d6 is a mistake. Let's go to d6. Very interesting opening. So I wasn't winning, so that's one good thing. That makes me feel a little bit better. But I mean, even at the end, had I had more time at the end there, I would have expected myself to have good chances to hold that ending even. But let's go to this d6 move, and just because I thought I was winning with that knight c6, but it doesn't seem like I was. So what should I play here? So yeah, just some normal move like knight c3. But this tactic that I played looked so tempting, didn't it? But this is interesting opening because you clearly have compensation by just putting your pieces on good normal squares. Easier for me to play in blitz, and annoying that I'm still annoyed that I lost this game because it's a position I enjoy playing. And this position, well, Queen A4 I think is a very good move. And first of all, this is a key move, so he's found a good defense. Now, Rook E1 playable, but what I played is okay. Now he has to get castled, and this is where, wow, there's even a knight takes F7. Jesus, I didn't consider that. That could be a brilliant move. Maybe at higher engine level, the engine will find that is actually winning for me. It's a kind of move which, yeah, could be very sexy. Now, this one, it didn't seem to work very well then. So I was thinking takes, which I think is forced takes. I think he has to castle, and then rook here. So what am I missing here? Knight E5. Very simple solution. So probably a good thing I didn't play this. It's probably even worse. So, I mean, my opponent defended well. And this means if I take his queen, he takes my queen. I'm actually losing here. Let's have a look at this knight F7. This, had I seen this, would have been much more tempting because, yeah, we'll keep his pieces tucked in. He has to move his knight here. And now this looks like great compensation. I mean, I don't know if it's enough, but very interesting position for one piece. Have an interesting attack. But all in all, this E5 may be a little bit premature. what I should be playing is just normal developing moves. Something like knight c3, etc. etc. So, yeah, okay, frustrating game. And then later on, we got back into it after having a bit of a crap period, really. We got to this position, knight d4, where after knight d4, yeah, the ending is probably... It's obviously better for him because he's a pawn up, but I do have some open files, some drawing chances here, which I never really managed to get in, did I? And I knew my mistake in this game later on. It was f4. As soon as I played f4, I was like, yeah, I shouldn't. You got to trust your gut, right? I just showed a move where I think I went wrong, and it was, this is all a bit tough already, I must admit, but still chances to draw. But it's very hard to activate my pieces. This is the issue. His king and marches up. Might be lost by now. But this move just really makes it easy for him because I'm just giving him this way in. I mean, I might as well... I've got to make it hard and just sit with the rook, and ask him, how are you going to win? Because if he decides to push one of these pawns, well, I take on b4, draw. If he pushes the other one, I have king c3. That helps me. So he can't move this rook because I take that one. So he's actually got to be the one who finds the way to win. I don't need to capitulate, fold in on myself here. Yeah, so this position, yeah, okay, it goes downhill from there on. So that's a pity. Yeah, don't look at the score is the next thing, Okay, what is the CM on 4 out of 4? Well done, Mr. CM. Could have been me. I think this is the Scottish kid, Freddie, who's a legend. Is this Alex Lopez? I think it might be. No, it's not, because it's got the Indian flag. He's from Ireland. Has done some courses for us. When I say us, I mean GingerGM. We'll see if you want to learn how to play chess better. Go to gingergm.com. We'll just wait for the next round. I'll just put it on pause a sec while we wait for that to happen. Okay, round 5. We're playing Roberto from Brazil, who is a very quick, strong blitz player. I think he took down Lawrence Trent, one of these blitz things. And we're going to try a different setup. I'm going to try to stone wall with a particular idea in mind. Only because I looked at this for preparation in one of my games. And there's a Richard Report idea that I might give a whirl in a second. And it's this bloody move. And this looked to me like a lot of fun. I don't think it's entirely sound, but it's another very interesting way of playing the Dutch. And, well, to develop, we need to try new things out. So rather than just playing the same old Dutch, hence why I'm giving this idea a go. Now, I don't know what the hell to do now. I'm gonna play this weird move with the idea of b6 and bishop b7, so I can try and sort out my queen side. Also, some ideas that. So my opponent's stopping that idea. Now, do I play g5? Why the hell not? And let's try to bring the queen over here in some cases and just go for checkmate. This is also possible. I guess you can come in and open things up with sacrifice. Very interesting new opening, this, by the way. Richard Report's Dutch. Really fascinating. I've never seen a Stonewall played like this, and I didn't get a chance to try it out at the British Championships, but I was having a little look at it, and I thought this whole idea of somehow, because the idea of playing h5 is kind of sound if you're controlling the center, and as black, you never get an idea to really play h5. In the Stonewall Dutch, you're controlling the centre, so it has some sense. Now, this is where I thought my opponent could try and do something like this, and knight e5, which I think makes a lot of sense here. Now, here, knight comes in, and he opens up the d file. If I take the other way, then maybe it's a bit safer, and I open up my bishop. So this way, quite risky though, isn't it? Because I open up this file with the bishop here. They're both quite risky, so I think he's found a good line. And now, what do we play here? See, my king is now sort of suddenly also feeling a bit of the heat. Okay, well let's do it this way. And he might even have this move. Yeah, it's starting to look like he's played this well. Because my king is queen d7. Again, I'm trying new openings out. Whenever you try new openings out, you've got to expect to lose a lot of the time. You know, you're going to have like hundreds of games online until you start getting good results, I'd say. And maybe I shouldn't be trying this Untitled Tuesday, but classical Dutch would have probably been much safer. But still, got to try shit out. Okay, now, can I still take and castle's kingside? It looks like a bit of a cop-out. But I'm not going to mate him anymore, am I? I mean, queen here takes is nothing. Queen here takes on c7. He gets his pawn back. I don't know. I'm a bit loose. I think a fair comment. It's a pity he's getting rid of this bishop though, because I was enjoying having that bishop. But okay, I don't really want to play this move, but I mean, he's got very nice open lines. Yeah, this is another move, and I've got to try and stop his rook coming in and play like queen e6 here. I think g4 is the kind of move which may be a good move here. G4, if I come here, then it gives him, okay, well he's playing all the moves I'm a little bit worried about. He's a good player. Yep, coming in makes sense. And you can see my position is a little bit funny now, isn't it? Good move again. Here takes rook e5. Surely I'm okay somehow here. Okay, I think I have to play b6. Now taking here gets his pawn back. Very short time as well. This guy's so quick, so just rook here looks a little bit difficult. Okay, well he's allowing me maybe to cover. Still a little bit worse. His rooks are much better. Not really sure what my idea is behind that move. Except ending should be alright if he swaps rooks. No reason why it shouldn't be, I feel. His pawn's over there, the light squares. Got to be careful now. Don't know if that works. Couldn't work it out in time. Get in there, son. Get in there. Just to prove to whoever says, if only Simon could play endings. If only Simon could play endings. There you go. That's how you play endings. And of course it's a draw, but he had to watch out for those queenside pawns. They're on light squares. It's a light square bishop, and here it's a draw, but he let my bishop come to d3. So the first mistake that Robert made was this move, because all of a sudden he's not on this pawn anymore. I think otherwise I'd just take the draw. Yeah, this move he allows my bishop to improve, and now he's always got to watch out for this idea. And as soon as my bishop gets on these light squares, this is why I put my pawns like this, because it freezes his pawns on these squares. Even though it's a draw, you make it as tough as you can for your opponent. It also stops his king coming forwards, the positioning of my pawns. And he's probably just lost now, because simple plan of what I did in the game. He can't defend the pawn. I take this pawn. Okay, I defend this pawn first. I think it's also okay. And this ending, I think, is lost for him, because he can never take this pawn because my b pawn comes. And I think it's just game over. So, okay, so let's concentrate on the next game, another black. So, very interesting opening that anyway. We managed to hold it together well there in the middle game, where we were potentially worse, trying out that the report Dutch. Very interesting idea, the report Dutch. Okay, now this is one trendy line, but we're going to a dragon. I mean, do I play my dodgy dragon, or do we play the dodgy Dragadorf? They're all dodgy. All dragons are dodgy. I want a nice game in the classical Sicilian. We'll play the dodgy dragon. Why not? The very dodgy dragon. The very, very dodgy dragon. Because I've got to stop playing this shit. I don't know why I'm still playing this dodgy ass line. It's really not good. I've even shown, if my opponent ever watches my stream, he'll know exactly how to refute it, because I've even shown live on stream the refutation in this position. And oh my god, is he going to play it quickly? The refutation, can you guys remember it? Can you remember it? If you've watched my Title Tuesdays, what is the refutation? But the thing is, you keep playing gambits until someone my thinking. Now B, I think he's going to play it. He's going to play the refutation. Remember it? You give up the queen, right? If you've watched my streams, you should know it. Last time he moved the queen, I had this one, which I had a nice winning. But this move, the refutation is here, queen b4. Fuck, I wish I could remember. Excuse my French. E6, queen takes here. It's basically, whenever you go bishop f5, there's a queen here, you give up the queen. That's refutation. Okay, well, he hasn't done that. So now I should have decent compensation. Maybe. I say maybe because it's probably still a bit shit. We've given up a piece, but now we get a game of chess at least. Like, knight comes in. You know, I could take there then, but then here, he's definitely going to take there. My G. Okay, he's gone over here. Wow. Wowzers. The problem is, takes, queen takes, bishop here, gives up the queen. And just don't like the look of that. We're looking for sacrifices, obviously, because that's the way we rock and roll. That's the way we're gonna rock and roll. Here. Takes. Check here. Nasty shit. Okay, let's bring this one over here. Keep throwing them in. And I'm praying for rain, my friends. Bring this one back. Looks alright, doesn't it? Point towards his A2 bit. Now, nearly a rook takes C2, but queen takes this. There's still this, and here, knight here, right? Then rook here. Okay, so we got here, and we got rook C3. I was worried about knight here, but then rook C3 and knight takes E4 seems to introduce some more pieces into the fire. Fire. We all like a bit of the right variation. Shouldn't be saying that, but you gotta like make light of the horriblest things in life, and I think because we all go through them, life can be pretty fucking terrible at times, right? And it's a scary ass situation for the country. Do not get me wrong. At the moment, I mean, there's a lot of bad things going on, but yeah, it's pretty terrifying, the state of the country at the moment. But let's concentrate on the chess, eh? Let's forget about burning the burning civilizations around us. Okay, come on, what the hell is going on here, boys? I haven't even counted the pieces, but this looks like a sexy little number. Obviously, I want to chuck mutt him, but he goes bishop c1. So this one seems to like threaten a lot of shit. Seems to threaten that, seems to threaten that, seems to threaten that. It seems to threaten a whole world of sexiness. Don't get nervous, Simon. You're thinking about the score again? No, Simon. Why are you thinking about the score? Think about playing some chess. Does that shit really work? Let's get rid of that one. Because this is now a big threat, but I've got to make sure I don't get... Well, okay, but this is really big, yeah? Okay, now he has got check, but okay, we bravely go where no king has gone before. Now, if he doesn't mate me, I'm going to checkmate him, so I'm just going to play this and hope he doesn't mate me. Basically. And I don't see how he's going to mate me with... Ah, come on! The dodgy dragon fights another day. And I don't think he's got any mate here. I don't think he's got any mate here, is it? It says mate in 6. I'm just worried that is that mate in 6 for him or for me? And I think it's for me, right? He's going to run out of checks. My king can run away somewhere. I've got too many available squares. So the dodgy dragon wins again, and I love that line, but it isn't sound. I mean, it's just like dodgy as hell. And I better keep drinking water. This COVID, yeah, no energy, but I can still play chess. Still get a little bit of chess in, eh? I was sweating like a pedo in a playground, like when I had the COVID. Not a very nice analogy, that. And yeah, it just does funny things. But it's the third time I've had COVID now, and I guess it's more like a bit cold-like symptoms. And I think now you just they don't even say you should go off work if you're able to function with it, because we've all had our jabs, and we've all had it, haven't we? So just got to get on with shit. But I'm gonna have a nice lay down after this, definitely. Nice lay down. I'm sick of watching films at the moment now. I can't find any like TV series that I enjoy. Look at this. Look at that. 3100. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. That's the way we're gonna rock and roll. Oh yeah. Okay, so as I say, the opening's all a bit dodgy. It's all a bit yeah, whatever. But then it starts to get interesting around here. So this was basically yeah. The thing is, if we go back, I say it time and time again. This opening is dodgy. It's not very good. I wouldn't play it in the British Championships. I'd only play it in Blitz chess. It's not something you should play at home. You shouldn't play one-trick ponies. You shouldn't play tricky openings. You shouldn't play openings that are -1 or above, really ever, because it's not a great way to learn chess. So why am I doing it? It's a good question. I don't know. I haven't got a good answer because we get some very exciting positions when they don't play the refutation. And the refutation, just in case you're wondering what it is knight takes here. This is the simplest refutation, I think. Now you go knight takes here, queen b4, attacking this one. Actually, this is different. Something's gone a bit weird here. I'm trying to work out. Because knight... Okay. I thought... But this move makes no sense, e6. Why would you play e6 here? I don't understand the move e6. I can't even remember the refutation. I can't even remember anything. This is what I thought the refutation was here. And then queen takes here. But the knight... Is the knight over here normally? Because as the computer says, there's a queen a4. This is the move that normally scares me. But even here, the computer says... Oh, I don't know. I don't know what the refutation is. Maybe things are different because he's thrown these two moves in. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I don't care either. Just don't care. Just don't care. Mr. Don't Care. Okay, so the game was quite nice, I think. Because we got some quite funky stuff now. And I think I've got full compensation. Look, I've got 2 bishops. I've got a rook. I've got a queen. I've got a pawn. This knight can flick itself in. All attacking. And after this one, c3 is now weak. So this was a great move. And now this was a great move. And the problem is, if he moves his queen back, then my knight comes in. So there was all sorts of shit going on. Okay. I think we're on 5 out of 6. Could that actually be possible? Don't think about it. Could it be true? Could it be true that we're on 5 out of 6? Could that be a reality? Well, let's try to get to... Let's just think of the chess. Don't think of the points, Williams. No, Simon. No, I'm going to play this. Did I do this weird G4 shit last time, didn't I? Okay. I still think I'm going to go G4, given half a blast. I don't understand this move, but okay. That's why I'm not playing anything too stupid. But maybe I should be playing G. I don't know. I mean, like, you give me a bishop, I take a bishop. You give me a takey. Give me a takey. Okay, now what? Let's develop. Got to be a bit careful of tricks here. Yeah, I don't like my last move, I have to say. Why am I not trying to castle here? What the fuck am I doing? Why would I put the bishop here? What kind of animalistic move was that? This one's coming in. What am I doing here? Why have I got a worse position already? This is not what the doctor ordered. Okay, I'm going to have to be careful here. I don't know. This was a terrible move. Putting the bishop... Trying to develop, but why? Why am I doing that? What the fuck am I doing here? Okay, well, let's go in, because any gain of tempo would be very, very... Oh, fucking hell. Am I just literally losing that? As soon as I think about the fucking score, Williams. Jesus! Fuck you. Oh, man. Terrible game. Here, A5. I resign. Oh, it's just terrible. As soon as you do well, you just like... Yeah, the opening gone wrong, but I started playing some stupid moves. Just get the king castled against something stupid like this. And now, well, I can resign, but... I mean, what do? We play a couple of moves, right? Not much else to do. He's even doing that, yeah. Doesn't even want to give me the pawn. I'll plan a bit because out of annoyance more than anything else. I mean, how did I fucking do that? With the white pieces playing so badly, so horrendously badly. It's just absolute sinful. Terrible game. Fucking hell. Oh, I mean, it's alright losing, but not like that. That's just embarrassing. Just, again, little mind numbness. And, you know, all my moves right. But bishop f4 is disgusting, as the computer says. I mean, a very sensible move here would be a3. I'll do that in future. But this is just... Why did I go bishop f4? Just play e3. Play bishop here and castles, you know? Just try to keep things like that. And then I just blundered. Play bishop f4 first. And then I doubled it up with another blunder of coming in here. Which is ridiculous. I'm already a little bit worse, though. I mean, I can go bishop here to stop e5. And the game is on. But... I didn't even make this game a fight. That was the more annoying thing. So I'm disappointed with that, as you may have guessed. Very annoying, actually. And it puts us on 4 out of 6 when we were playing. We were doing all right. We were doing okay, but 5 out of 7, are we? Okay, 5 out of 7. So still not a tragic score, but it's. Could have been a lot better. So, is that right? 5 out of 7. Yeah, okay. So what do we need? Well, okay, well let's have a think. We've got 4 games left, and if we can get 3 out of 4, we're doing incredibly well because we can get to 8 points again. If we can somehow get more than 3 points, we can get a highest ever score. But we've got to play better than that. That game was very, very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. And let's have a look at the game between Gadakamsky and Hikaru. It looks like Gadakamsky is a piece up, but he's in a real state of horror over here. How's he ever going to get the knight out now? This looks horrible. These rooks dominating. I mean, yeah, I love the computer's idea of a4, just making sure that white can never move anything. This has gone horribly wrong. And he's nearly in zugzwang now. This is a horrible position for white. White can basically not really move anything. Wow. You might even be able to play like something clever. Yeah, bishop here. I'd be looking at bringing the rook in at some point. If I can cover my rook here, maybe. I don't know if that works. Like king f8, rook d2, knight take. Trying to force the win. Knight takes, pawn takes. That doesn't work. So we have to be a little bit more patient here. But white can't do anything here. Trying to finish it with some tactics. And this is an embarrassing position for white. White is in zugzwang. Can't move any of his pieces. I've never seen a position this bad. This is even worse than my game. So he's trying to get out of it like this, but he can't go knight d2 because of this one. So keeping the knight from developing, because if it does, you take it. And Kamsky has had enough. Cool. Right. We'll do a little pause, I'll regroup, and we'll try to have a good finish. Right, so after that disappointing last game, let's see if we can get back on track. Oh, not this fucking opening, I hate this. Okay, I'm just going to play e3, because I don't want to go into their prep, and we're going to get, basically, I think we're going to get a version of the Exchange French, which is not the most interesting in the world, but the other stuff scares me too much. So, okay, now trying to remember theory. I've even looked at this line and thought it was actually quite interesting for white, because you get the isolated pawn, and the isolated pawn can be quite interesting, but obviously there's some issues here as well with this pawn dropping. So can we just defend it like this? My opponent playing quick and confidently, and that opening, I've forgotten what it's called, that little gambit line, but I've got to look up the refutation of that if I'm going to play it. And we're just trying to play it very sensibly. Again, this is a little bit passive. I'd rather put my bishop over here, but I'm of course worried about my opponent taking on d4. If he does it now, I can take on b7. Maybe something like rook b8 is actually a good move here. So he's come back. Right, okay, well, this is a useful move. And I might even be tempted to play this. Is he going to come in with a sacrifice there? Bishop e2. How scared am I? Okay, I'm not scared anymore because he didn't do it. Right. And now this bishop is annoying, so maybe we should aim to get rid of that. Now knight e5 doesn't work. So if I come this way to try and get rid of that bishop, I'm also like trying to free up my pawn, trying to put my queen somewhere a bit more funky. Now I'm hoping there's no knight jumps where the queen comes here. Knight takes, I've always got queen takes. So my idea is maybe to get rid of the bishop, put the queen on f3, try to use my two bishops here. I've got g5 ideas later on. g4 is a very double-edged move. I wouldn't recommend playing this in a lot of circumstances because you don't want to weaken your king like this. But if you've got a definite idea of, you know, defending your king, bring the queen over, you can get these kind of concepts to work. But you've got to have a good follow-up. So the follow-up here is obviously to take queen here, rook d1, and then my light square bishop I hope will work. Now maybe he should be playing knight a5 to try and get rid of mine. Okay, so he hasn't, so he's done this, and now b5, not concerned. Let's continue. If he does move the knight over here, of course I can just retreat my bishop, but my queen seems to improve by being on f3. You know, there is some pressure on the light squares with g5. Maybe a3 is a good move, put my bishop over here, but I don't know how necessary that is. And I'm just going to cover. Now he's going to move his knight. Okay, I move my bishop. This looks like it can only help me. And what is my next plan? Maybe I want to go king h2, h4, h5 and start an attack over there. Okay, so I could take that knight, but I like my light square bishop, so I feel I'm going to actually hold on to this one a bit more than start grabbing pawns. Now, I do give away this square, but I can also undermine that square with a g5. I'm keeping my light square bishop. I feel that could be a good attacker. So if I play pawn here, he takes on e3. But then I take with a pawn. Okay, let's start going aggressive now. And if he does this way, okay, we will recapture this way, I'm assuming. Now takes here, nothing. Okay, yeah. And if I take, he obviously comes in. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed this pawn. I'm like, why did I actually do that? And now b4, and he gets a little bit of counterplay. Okay, well, he's playing quite slowly here, so we're going to try to go for this h4 plan. And I can even do it now, maybe, but no. Let's keep both my bishops. But I have given him counterplay, which I didn't really want to. And now b4, he keeps the counterplay going. I'll play h5. Okay, so he's really trying to get rid of this dark square bishop. And if I go there, is he going to play for a draw with this? Well, let's see. Let's see what he does. Let's put the bishop back here and see what move he's going to go for. And he's going to go for a draw. Okay, time situation. Okay, I'm going to go back and have a think about this. Why do they always go for a fucking draw? They know me too well, right? Here... back h4, Well, he knows I'm going to try to win because I'm stupid. Okay, so I'm going to go king g2 and try and play for a win. Time is too low. I hope it's not free fold already. I'm going to go king g2 and h5. I need to get a rook h1 in, I think. Could also bring the bishop back to... Okay, let's do it. And this is risky. Not ideal by any means. And he's trying to swap off there as well. Got to keep the queens on, otherwise I'm worse. His knight is clearly better. This is my one idea of attack. Now, rook h1 is the key follow-up in the position. Here, check. If I come up now, is this crazy? How crazy is this? Get in there! What they say, fortune favours the brave, and playing for the win was obviously risky, but you got to, right? You got to play for the win. And now we're actually, what are we on? We're on like, how many rounds have we had? We're on a pretty good score, yeah. You know, we're on 8 rounds. We've got 6 points. Fuck me. Again, excuse my French. I mean, like, I'm sure a lot of kids watch this. I apologise. It's not good to swear. You know, it's only because I get excited. Swearing is very bad. Did have better upbringing than that, you know. But if I get 2 out of the next 3, I get to 8 points. Whew. That would be amazing. I'm secretly wanting more. If I get any more than 2 out of the next 3, I will get a monstrous Title Tuesday score. And... yeah, bring it on. So let's just have a look where we are before it changes and we drop down the list. We're in the top 40, which is not bad. Out of 706 title players, we're hacking, we're slashing, we're checkmating our way to the top 40th place. So the games now are going to be really hard. You know, 3 games left. They're all going to be like super top grandmasters, so not going to be easy. So I need to keep my focus more than anything else, I feel. And Hikaru's sneaking his way back into the top. But yeah, let's see if we can, you know, just try to get to 2 out of 3. That would be amazing. So big next game coming up, massive next game. So win the next game. I only need 1 out of 2. The next game will set me, I'm sure. I just need to like. Just focus. Use the force, Luke. Use the force. And, yeah, let's just get ready. There's a little break now, so, yeah. The action will happen any second soon. But I'm going to just pause it in mind for a little bit. So I can have some water. Get rid of this. Yeah, I might even have a little COVID sleep. Who knows? Right, I think we've got a minute until the break's over. And then we're going to have 3 fast-paced games. I thought I'd talk about, well, what the British Championships is like. I mean, it's such a fun event, and I've got so many old friends who play, and we always basically go down Wetherspoons after the game, and you know, have a catch up there, which is nice, seeing old friends and stuff. And I'd say Hull had some very nice places. Had some horrible places as well, but it doesn't everywhere. It has good and bad, and had a nice Wetherspoons, not an oxymoron. It had a nice Wetherspoons with a nice outside area. We didn't go there. We went to the crap Wetherspoons, which was really rough, and and right by the station. I don't know why I went there. Well, not everyone liked walking. But yeah, I started off being really healthy. So, you know, I was doing a little bit of strength training every day, going for a run. And then after about 4 days of this, I was just like, man, I'm so tired during the games. Like, you can't exercise, then play a chess game, I found. So I thought, I've got to stop this exercising. So I'm really feeling quite bad shape now, especially with COVID and me being lounging about doing absolute fuck all. So I need to try and get back into shape again, which I will do when this COVID goes away. Oh my god, we're getting a dodgy dragon again. Are we going to get the dodgy dragon again? Is it going to take down another super GM? We're doing it. Come on. Will he know it? Will he know the dodgy? I didn't even know it. So how's he supposed to know it if I don't know it? Should that give me confidence, or should that fulfill me with fear? That's quite a weird question, isn't it? How's he supposed to know the dodgy dragon if I don't know it? And okay, yeah, so this is it. He seems like he's playing the moves very quickly, so it's a little bit worrying. And we're diving in again. Here we go. Bishop takes g4 and b4. Like I said, I'm going to play this until they sacrifice their queen on f5, and then I'm going to stop playing this. You know, I think you can play dodgy lines until it happens once, and then don't try getting that trick in anymore. It's only happened to me about a dozen times, so I think that's okay. And yes, what am I saying? Yeah, absolute rubbish. But it's such a fun middle game position if they don't know the refutation. That's why I play it, because you get these flying babies towards your opponent's king, and it's like, yeah, just so rich of possibilities. So yeah, so I started off doing. He's doing the same line as well, isn't he? It's a bit worrying, this. Like I say, it started off me going for a run, I'm trying to do couch to 5k. I used to hate running because I'm too big, but you know, I want to try to get into it. My knees are a bit shit as well, being in my 40s. Why am I not thinking this is a good idea to think, isn't it? Well, I think we should take this one. We shouldn't think too long about that. And now, what should we do with the drunken sailor? I think we should play this. And I think we'll go for this, because I want this one. And I think I'm actually up a material somehow, but that is quite irrelevant in such a crazy ass position as we have here. His knight, the idea of him moving his knight here is to protect here, clearly. Now, this tactic seemed to work well before. Oh my god, I didn't mean to put it there. I did not mean to play that. I was just looking at the square. Oh, fuck's sake. I honestly did not mean to play that, because his queen is there. Oh, Simon, why are you doing this to yourself? Why did you do this? I did not need to just lose a knight for free, did I? That was fucking ridiculous, especially with this coming in. Oh, man. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Right. Okay. I was trying to demonstrate we had that idea in the last time when we played that, and that won the game, if you remember that, in the last game. And you never hover the pieces. Imagine if I had the same position, but with this. And I thought I was going to try this absolute madness now, because, you know, after blundering like I just did, I'm, you know, why not go for it? And the point being, here I was going to take here, but I've also seen this one is somewhat playable. Yeah, I was worried about that one. Should I have gone b3 in the last position? I don't think we're going to have enough for this. We're a whole rook down. And it's just that stupid fucking blunder. Fucking hell. Okay, and he's threatening my rook. This is the problem. But if I go check here, I've got to take this one, haven't I? There's not really any other option available. But yeah, that was annoying. Well, there's still some hope if I can win the next two, yeah? And Actually, it was more annoying that it was a very interesting position. I mean, if he takes, I might have a draw here. And obviously I'm threatening this checkmate, but these players, they don't make big mistakes. And my other idea is bring the bishop back, go queen here. So actually, I'm not just a rook down. I didn't realise I'm a lot of pieces down, aren't I? I mean, I didn't realise how many pieces down I am here. So I think, yeah, we can probably resign this one, can't we? It's not gonna happen. After rook c1, I resign. It's just annoying, and he's got this as well. That was just very annoying, very annoying. Oh dear. Do we play on one? No, we don't. Oh, so we need 2 out of 2 now. That was disappointing. Okay, yeah, so that was silly. I was sort of hovering, and I was like, no. And then some don't hover. Why am I hovering with the pieces anyway? Okay, well, let's try to get 2 out of 2 in the next 2 games. And my opponent played well there, and it really just came down to this one point where I played this horrendous move, isn't it? And then the problem was it was a very interesting position here as well. This is very interesting, and I sinking into my chair. Don't know if I had anything better than this earlier on. I can still play this variation. My opponent did not play the refutation. You seem to play a good line. Okay, so what I should do is just... Yeah, this is much more fun, right? That looks like a much better way to play when I am a piece down, but I can still get some activity. So, of course, rook takes c3. Much more thematic. I mean, again, it's probably not very good for me, but this I thought I was still doing all right here, I must admit. But I think I was, you know, I would have played this move, to be totally honest. This is what I was planning to play. I was trying to point out last time we had knight g4, if you remember the last game, where we attacked a bishop and we had to open up our rook. But this is the move I would have played had the game gone on. And maybe I'm just in trouble here. And the point being, this is always quite concerning. Okay, but then computer, I mean, it's very complicated. It thinks this is a better way of doing it. Fair enough. And now maybe this move. It's getting very, very complex. Not good for me. But yeah, this just gives away a whole piece for free. Stupid. My position's quite desperate here. Had I had another piece, maybe this would have been some play. But with these 2 pieces, I'm going to run out of checks here. His king is going to weave its way around here. And I'm just simply not going to have enough. I need 2 out of 2 to get 8 points. Can I do it? I need to get that last game out of the way. And I now have to win the next one. Leave it all down on the last game. Come on. Don't lose that momentum. Starting to... More water needed. Oh... More water. Give me some water. So that was disappointing. Disappointing. But hey ho. Okay, come on. Let's try to have a good finish. We can still have a good finish. When you know, when I'm not thinking about it, it can go right. What top games are going on? Anything interesting? No, that's not interesting at all. Not really interesting. Black's a lot of pawns up, but we'll leave it on it. Yeah, so the British Chess Championships, I mean, I've been playing since I was 12. I first played the British Chess Championships, the Open, when I was 12 years old, which was quite a thing at the time. But in this one, there was 9-year-olds playing. I played a lot of very talented players, underrated. I mean, you know, I suppose, yeah, Bodhana is the most famous one. Really, really nice girl as well. Really, really, really nice person. For her age, you know, not arrogant or anything, which you might expect, or you know, well, obviously if someone's so young as well, they could you know, still be learning about life, as we all are, surely. I certainly am, and it's nice because you do get to see a lot of friends. Like I say, I took it very seriously at the start. I mean, I'd go down Wetherspoons to meet up with the Ledgers, Mark Hedman, Keith Arkle, Danny Gormani, Adam Hunt, all these people I've known for like 30 years, which is great. Lots of other people we bump into. So that was great fun. Okay, anyway, big game here. Come on, we need to win this to leave it on the last game. So let's get it on. And we're going to go for some sharp... Everyone's playing d5 today, aren't they? Let's not follow what happened in the last round. Okay, now this one... don't like playing against. Now, I play here, not knowing theory. Fuck it, ducky. I've had this before. I've played e4. Maybe I'm just going to play it like a French. Again, I need to sort of... some little lines I get trapped out on. I'm just playing very boring, but I don't want to get done in the opening. Okay, now I'm going to play it like a French defense. This formation is like a French. I like the French, so that's why I've gone into this position. Now, I'm going to allow some exchanges. My pawn on c5 seems quite useful because it stops his bishop from coming. Now, I want to go e4 here, but let's first of all take this one and now try to do something whilst my opponent's king is still in the middle of the board. If he castles here, I lose a lot of fun. So we want to try and stop him castling. So bishop e7, the most logical, but then I got knight takes. Okay, now here, surely there's a rook e1, bishop g5. Again, if I wasn't so nervous, I'd be banging out the moves here. This one must be correct. His king's in the middle. If he goes bishop here, I can at least flick the check in. Let's do that. And that will stop him easily castling. Okay, now connect my rooks. Play this, and I've got queen b4 if he takes off the bishops. This is certainly a better position for me so far. Bishop takes bishop, queen takes, queen b4 check, a big threat. I've got knight e7 as the follow-up. Also, my queen has ideas of coming over here. Now, this way. Again, tremendous position for me thus far. I'll take this one off. And many good moves here, but I like the idea of trying to get this queen in on the dart square. So he's trying to run away, which he might well do here. Takes here, check here. Okay, we'll grab the pawn. And did I have anything better than that? Let's come in here. I want to keep attacking, because if he goes king h7, I can take there. If he doesn't, I take with a pawn and I keep some initiative whilst his rook is out on the limb. This check and knight takes f7 is an idea. Obviously check, I'd love to get my queen back on the light square, but I have won a pawn in the process. Now knight here seems to work very well. Now do I check first? Do I not? What do I do here? I mean, let's give a check, because I've also got knight takes f7 as I had planned originally. I mean, can we take both ones? Which one do we do? I'm confused here. They both look very strong. Let's... oh, I don't know. Not get nervous for a start. Let's take this one. And we should take that one. And let's just try to keep cool about things here, Williams. Okay. I was about to blunder my rook. Trying to get on the light squares. It feels like I might be able to... oh, fuck. Just got a threat. Yeah, my last move was a bit nervy, to be honest. Stop that knight coming in. Rook c8, my idea. Get the queens off, because tries to keep things simple by doing this, but his knights are very tricky. Keeping simple. Don't know why I'm not trying to make him. Very nervous play from me at the moment. Playing too much of simplifications as well. Doing my time in here. Trying to keep things as simple as I can. Don't go there, you get forked. Oh. Tactic, if he takes the rook. Not playing well. Doing what am I doing? But it's okay. Get the rook out of trouble. Get it far away from any forks. Shit! Look what I've done. Oh my god. Oh, Simon, what have you done? Fucking hell. Oh, I can't believe it. Nerves. Stupid. Stupid. Oh man, that was so bad. Okay, that's just pure nerves. I mean, obviously I normally talk more than that as well. I'm just trying to avoid his knight forks, and I'm not even going to look at that one. There's no point. It was terrible. The ending should be winning. I was bound to fall for a knight fork at something. Of course it's winning quite easily here. Just need to coordinate a little bit better. I look at the time. When I get under 20 seconds, the quality of my play, it just really folds in on itself, and I'm obviously winning even easier than that beforehand. So okay, let's get the last round out of the bloody way now. See if we can get to 7.5, which will still be a good score, but that was so annoying. Chance to get to 8 points and I fluffed it. Fuck it. Oh well. So one more. Sometimes I just wonder, why do I do these Title Tuesday? Oh my god, no, come on! You cannot be serious. This is either going to make it the worst day of my life or the best day. So let's try to fucking crush Gotham. Oh, now I have to take this seriously. After that horrible loss in the last game, I was like, I'll just play some fucking crazy shit. And now we actually have to play some chess. So okay, so what are we going to do? Well, let's h4 Gotham. Let's just come at him as aggressively as we can. We're going to throw all the pawns at him, and we're going to try to kill him while he sleeps. Okay, and he's trying to do the same. Well, let's just keep going, yeah? Can we do that? How's that ending up? Knight takes? What's that like? I don't know. Let's do this. Let's keep going. No, I don't want to go backwards in this game. We're going to lose. We're going to do it in style. Right, let's open up the king. And it's a somehow I've managed to sacrifice here, but I don't know why. And now we've got this one, if he takes that pawn. And I'm hoping that's going to be a little bit nippy. Tucky. Hitty. We'll come in here and we're going to try to release the hounds of doom upon Gotham's bottom. So, let's develop. Developing is good. Make sure you don't blunder, Williams, because I know what you're like with your blundering. You are blunder central number 1, generally. And let's go here. You know, we've got a night. I'm quite happy with this. I think it's only 1 pawn, which is nothing. It's nothing. Okay, this nearly works, but it doesn't. So let's just keep it. Is he going to castle queen side? My antennas say queen side. Okay, so what else can we do here? This one not. Is this not good compensation? He is going to castle queen side, the bastard, and he's looking like he's doing all right then. So we want to try and stop that, but I don't know if we can. I mean, knight here, get rid of that one. It's not really very convincing because he's got this knight coming in, so not sure anymore if I've got this any compensation. Bishop here. Well, okay, it's about as good as I can see. We can castle queen side as well. He shouldn't take this, but can't castle queen side. He's got this one, so I think we have to try this move. And he comes in like Mr. Flynn. Well, that knight's too strong. It must move away. And now take and castle seems as good as an idea as any other my small brain can comprehend. And I would love to think that is a threat, but is it actually a threat? Takes here, queen takes here. No, it's not. But what else can the doctor do? Why am I calling myself the doctor? This check, is that working? Is it working? Is it? I bet he's got some sneaky little fucking queen f4, you know, and I'm just like, oh, you bastard. You know, that's just the kind of sneaky shit that's going to happen, isn't it? This could be genius, but he can move his king. Otherwise, it'd be bloody genius, because the bishop takes it. Oh, he's moved his bloody king! Mother snuffer. And the point is, he has this really annoying check here, which is really annoying. So I can go knight here, and takes. Even that is not clear because it's fucking check. Knight takes and take here is a bit boring. Just feels like there should be something more. I'm running out of time. Knight takes here. I can't see it, boys and girls. It's frustrating me. Takes here, takes. Okay, well, I'm going to lose on time, aren't I? And this one again, and I'm going to have to pick up the exchange here and play. I've spent too much time. Bishop takes pawn, because if rook takes, he takes here and he gets out of it. So I have to take with a pawn. I don't see any other option in the hood. And how quick can I be with 20 seconds left? Well, we know the answer to that. And he's got a lot of pawns as compensation anyway here. Which is a bit frustrating. But can we snag that little geezer over there? Can we snag him? Can we snag that guy? Well, he's going to go knight here, isn't he? Then I'll move my rook. Then I'm going to fall for another knight fork, which is just... I even know how he's going to beat me. I can even see it. I mean, this is how depressing it is. I know exactly what tricks I'm going to fall into. I mean, how depressing is that? That, you know, you actually even know the exact tricks that he's going to put on you. And get... Oh my fucking God, it's a knight fork! Oh, Jesus Christ! Fucking... Oh, my words.